some people to join. Hi, if you're here, say hello so I know who's here. I am going to be journaling in the beginning here, and I invite you to bring a journal or a Bible or a book or something as well, and we can journal together. You might see my cat playing here in a bit, or hear her. There she is in the mirror. You can kind of see her. But yeah, I'm just going to be journaling, and as people chat or send messages, then I will reply to those. Kaya wants to say hi. Hello, hello. Washing dishes, nice. Hello, Michael. I had so much fun last week. I think it was last week, right? I decided to do another Saturday night chat with you guys. So again, if you're just joining, I'm going to be journaling, and hopefully I'll be able to do both at once. We shall see, but I'm going to attempt to at least begin to journal, and we will see where the night takes us. See, Kaya's chatty. She usually is at nighttime. The candle is pumpkin, so I got that candle in the fall and I still have it. I need to use it up. It's almost gone. What scent do you guys think I should get next for my next candle? I always forget to burn candles, so I try to only get 1 or 2 at a time, so I'm not wasteful, and so I can like use it all up before I get a new one. How was your guys' week? How was your day? Tell me all the things. What have you been learning from God lately? What have you been journaling about? What have you been sharing with your friends? I just had a really encouraging conversation with someone. So yeah, I'm feeling really hopeful right now about the future. So that is always nice. Hello, Hello, I've been doing well. How have you been? Welcome back. Yes, so true, Oven. I think a lot of us tend to be really hard on ourselves, and we hold such high standards for ourselves and for others, and we're never going to be perfect. Only God is perfect. And so it's important to understand the true meaning of grace and extend that grace to others as well. I'm constantly learning that too. Kaya's like peeking out from the curtain, if you can see right there. She sees the toy, so she's trying to play with it. But yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Oh, thank you for the closet. It came with my room. I basically live in like a big room. So, yeah, it is, the whole place itself is pretty expensive for the space, but that is the life of San Diego. Mullen tea is nice. I don't think I've ever tried that. What does that taste like? Is that a candle scent, or is that just a general fact that you're sharing? What did I have for breakfast today? Excellent question. Let's see if I can remember while Kaya tries to have me for her breakfast. I had 2 fried eggs and spinach and toast with honey, I think. I went on a hike this morning with my friend. It was so nice. I haven't been on a hike in a while, and I really enjoy going on hikes. And so, yeah, I had to make sure I ate some breakfast before that. That's good. And then for lunch, I had some leftover orange chicken and rice and a protein shake. And for dinner, I went out to dinner with some friends, and we went to Lazy Dog Restaurant, if you guys have ever been there. And I got this ahi tuna bowl, which was pretty good. So that's what I ate today. Yes, I would say I'm outdoorsy. Not super outdoorsy. Um, but I live in such a beautiful place, especially during the spring and summer. It's hard not to be outdoorsy, like whether that's going to the beach or going on a hike or a walk around the neighborhood. I just love being outside and in nature. I would definitely recommend you go on a hike if possible. Are there any like nice walks or hikes where you live? Oh, really nice, Evan. I didn't see any wildlife. Um, it's rare to see wildlife down here in San Diego because there's so many people, and so I'm sure we've like scared off most of the wildlife at this point, which is kind of sad. Yeah, I'll have to try that tea. Snowshoeing, wow. So it snows where you live. That's pretty cool. Um, I wouldn't like that because I'm not a fan of being cold in the snow, but it's fun to visit the snow for like a week maybe. The snow is really pretty. Minnesota. That's funny. I have some friends from church that are from there. Yeah. The camera looks really blurry today for some reason. Maybe it's just not focusing. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I don't know. It's kind of, maybe it's just how the light is. Interesting. I don't know. Oh well. Kaya, come on. Did you guys witness that attack? I used to work out 2 times a day and run a few miles a day, but recently, ow, that sounds painful. I'm sorry. Yeah, hopefully you were able to get some rest. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have fun tomorrow at church. That's right, most of you probably go to church tomorrow. I didn't think about that. Maybe I should do these lives on a Friday night instead of Saturday night. Yeah, I've been getting more into my fitness lately. I rejoined a gym and I like lifting weights there and using the Stairmaster. And then I go running with my friends. Usually once a week, we'll like run for a couple miles. And then I try to go on hikes and walks. But the weather's been weird here lately. We've had a lot of rain, so today was the first time I went on a hike. I'm actually not sure what my mile time is. I'm really bad at like checking that kind of stuff. I'm doing well, Dale. How are you doing? Welcome back. I should probably check it though. I know people are super into checking their times and things like that. That's good. What is new in your life? Nothing much. Well, hopefully things have been going well. Anything else new going on for anyone? What are you doing? Say hello. Wow, that sounds really fast. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. Are you guys reading any good books lately or watching any good shows, or have you seen a movie that you enjoyed? Let me know. Good to see you as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been reading through this book, New Morning Mercies, a daily gospel devotional by Paul David Tripp. And it's just, like it says, a daily devotional. I like to start my morning with it, and then it usually gives a passage in scripture to read for further encouragement. And so lately I've been reading this and then reading a passage from the Bible as kind of like my quiet time and Bible study, but I'm not feeling like it's enough. Like I definitely need to dive into the Bible deeper and like maybe go through a chapter at a time. I recently reread the Gospels. I think I stopped at Acts, and so maybe just go through like the whole New Testament. But yeah, it's been a nice little change. Let's see. Yes, that was my cat, Kaya. Thank you for the compliment. Thanks for sharing. So yeah, I thought I would read today's devotional just so you can get a little preview of what it talks about. So today is February 17th. And it says, "Don't fear your weakness. God supplies all the strength you need. Be afraid of those moments when you think you're independently strong. Admit it, you don't like being weak, It's not fun being the last one chosen to play on the team. It's embarrassing to be asked a question you can't answer. It's frustrating not to be able to figure out the directions for assembling the furniture you just bought. Been there before. It's mortifying to forget that important appointment or the name of a good friend. It's humbling to fail at a task, to drop the ball, or to make a promise and not be able to keep it. We don't like getting lost or forgetting a phone number. We all hate those moments when we feel unqualified or unprepared. We don't like being confused or not knowing. We covet the muscles and the brains of others. We all hate being afraid and wish we had more courage. In the face of heroes, we feel anything but. In the face of the accomplishments of others, we wonder if we have done much that's worthwhile. We don't like facing the truth that we're all weak in our own ways. It is the universal condition of humanity. In a world where you are on your own, where you have to find your own way and independently build your life, weakness is a thing to be feared. In a world where all you have in the end is your thinking, your drive, your performance, and your achievements, weakness is a thing to be regretted. In a world where you have no one to turn to for strength and few who accept you when you don't have it, weakness is a thing to be avoided. But here's what you need to understand. Weakness is not the big danger to be avoided. What you need to avoid is your delusions of strength. Those assessments of independent strength are much more dangerous. Are you confused? The fact is that we are all weak. We're weak in wisdom, weak in strength, and weak in righteousness. Sin has left us weak of heart and hands. It has left us feeble and lame in many ways. But God's grace makes weakness a thing to be feared no longer. The God of grace who calls you to himself and calls you to live for him blesses you with all the strength you need to do what he's called you to do. The way to enter into that strength is to admit how little strength you actually have. Grace frees me from being devastated that I can no longer trust me because grace connects me to the one who is worthy of my trust and who will always deliver what I need. Some trust in chariots and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They collapse and fall, but we rise and stand upright. Psalm 27 through 8. And then to further study or be encouraged by this idea, you could check out Psalm 27. So yeah, for those that were following along, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts that we are so weak on our own and we can actually take that to God and feel happy about that? Because when we are weak, we are actually made strong in his strength. Sorry, the book's making weird sounds. I'm gonna go back and read some of your comments. I'm glad that you read up on attachment styles. They definitely are interesting. That's cool. What have you been learning through Galatians? Or what have you been teaching? Sometimes things happen like that, Matt. Yeah, how so? How does it remind you of Job? Our struggles can be the best blessing because we rely on God to get through those times. Injuries and sickness suck on the surface, but it leads to one's soul to contemplate God and to ask for his help. Yeah, 100%. So true. Yeah, I've been in a season of waiting past couple months for something, and I definitely feel weak not knowing the outcome and not turning to my usual distractions such as like social media and other things. And I just feel like God's really been testing me and also strengthening my faith and dependence on Him during this time, because I just want to I don't want to be patient and I just want to like take control. But He's helping me practice self control and helping me practice patience and all of the fruits of the Spirit. And so that's been really cool, but it's hard at the same time. It's so hard because you're really faced with how weak you truly are when you have to just fully depend on God. And um, especially things involving, yeah, just not knowing about the future and like hoping for something and not having that clarity yet. So that's kind of been something I've been going through lately. Um, it's cool. Oh, yes, very true. Job did have to go through a lot of tribulations and his faith was definitely strengthened during that time. My favorite Bible character, probably David. I just think his life is so interesting, and just hearing how God, just, yeah, reading and studying his life and just seeing how God has worked in his life and his heart has been really encouraging. So yeah, probably David. Hello, MK. Yes, very true. Solomon, yeah. Solomon is a wise guy. Love reading through the Proverbs. He wrote the Proverbs, right? And yeah, Ecclesiastes. My next Bible passage, I don't know yet. Good question. Joshua, I honestly don't know that much about Joshua. I really need to reread his story. What is Joshua known for? Oh, that's true. I do remember seeing the name Lemuel. What are some things you guys have been praying for or asking God for lately? Or even just thanking God for? I think that's something a good thing to remember is just to begin our prayers with gratitude and being thankful for all the things God has blessed us with before we go to Him with all of our requests. Yeah, Joshua's courageous. What made him courageous? Handling business. Yes, so good, MK. That's awesome, Oven. Yeah, how's the new job going? Hmm. Yeah, what about them is fascinating, Niles. Definitely the bad characters in the Bible, right? That's good, that's good. I remember you saying that. Yeah, smaller companies can be nice. I'm sure there's pros and cons to both. Let's see. So I was doing some journaling. I think I'm going to pause there. Oh yeah, for sure, Niles. I think of that a lot when I read the story of Samson, and just how he let Delilah lead him astray, which is really tragic. I think as women, we have so much power, and we can use that for good or bad. Like, we can use that to encourage men and inspire them and point them back to Christ, or we can be seductive and use our charm and be very manipulative. And sometimes it's like we might not even realize we're doing it, or it comes like easier to us. So we really have to keep ourselves in check and ask God to change our heart and allow God to change the direction of our lives. So I was definitely guilty of that in the past. Looking at all my little flyaways here. Curly hair is cool, but I'm such a perfectionist that like if one little hair is out of place, it just like bothers me. But I mean, that's always the case. So I guess I'm always bothered by my hair, which it's okay. I need to be thankful for my hair and the beautiful curls that the Lord has blessed me with. Oh, my back is hurting in this position. But learned a lot from him, became really strong. Okay. Yeah, I really need to read the story of Joshua. Maybe we should go to him right now. Does anyone know which book of the Bible Joshua is in? Probably in like Kings or Chronicles or something, or Judges. Yes. No. Judges starts with after the death of Joshua. So I'm assuming, oh, Joshua has his own book. I had a feeling that was the case. But yeah, clearly I don't read from the book of Joshua. Wow. It's just kind of like hidden in here between Deuteronomy and Judges. Don't laugh at me. It's so funny. I've been a Christian for so long, and there's always things that you're learning. So it helps to really know your Bible. All right. Good night. Good night. Get some good rest. My favorite was David, so starting in 1 Samuel, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's 1 Samuel. Yes, so good, so good. Yes, I know. His brothers were mean, just like Joseph's brothers. Let's see. I'm going to start reading in Joshua because now I feel convicted. Like, why do I not know anything about Joshua? All right. Joshua chapter 1. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' assistant, Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore rise, go over this Jordan, you and all this people, into the land that I am giving to them, to the people of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon I have given to you, just as I promised to Moses. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, as far as the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites to the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, shall be your territory. No man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Be strong and courageous, for you shall cause this people to inherit the land that I swore to their fathers to give them. Only be strong and very courageous, being careful to do according to all the law that Moses my servant commanded you. Do not turn from it to the right hand or to the left, that you may have good success wherever you go. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous. Life with a cat. Okay. And then you will have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. That's right. I am very familiar with that verse. I can't believe I forgot Joshua was a book in the Bible. That is embarrassing. And Joshua commanded the officers of the people, pass through the midst of the camp and command the people, prepare your provisions, for within 3 days you are to pass over this Jordan, to go in to take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving you to possess. And to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, Joshua said, remember the word that Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, the Lord your God is providing you a place of rest and will give you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your livestock shall remain in the land that Moses gave you beyond the Jordan. But all the men of valor among you shall pass over armed before your brothers, and shall help them, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers, as he has to you, and they also take possession of the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Then you shall return to the land of your possession and shall possess it, the land that Moses the servant of the Lord gave you beyond the Jordan toward the sunrise. And they answered Joshua, all that you have commanded us we will do, and wherever you send us we will go. Just as we obeyed Moses in all things, so we will obey you. Only may the Lord your God be with you, as he was with Moses. Whoever rebels against your commandment and disobeys your words, whatever you command him shall be put to death. Only be strong and courageous. Alrighty. Let's see. What you guys have been saying. She's checking out the comments as well. I don't know if you guys heard my back crack, but that felt good. Thank you, MK. She does have a lot of personality. How many of you have cats? How long did it take to find your church? So I moved down to San Diego right before the pandemic. And that first, I would say like year and a half, I wasn't really involved in church. I would kind of like check out churches here and there, and I would watch things online, but I wasn't really connected. So yeah, it took like a year and a half just because of the circumstances, and I was invited by my friend, and yeah, just stayed there. So yeah, that is sad, Niles. I'm excited to read the rest of Joshua. Maybe that's what I will start with instead, and then go back to the New Testament. But yeah, I think it's interesting, just kind of going over the be strong and courageous, do not be frightened, and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And he even starts it with, have I not commanded you? Like, he commands us not to fear. He commands us not to be afraid, and to trust in him, and to be strong and courageous. And again, not in our own strength, but in his strength. Isn't that right, Kaya? But it's so difficult for us a lot of the time, at least for me. I think we often seek the approval of man and others, and fall into people pleasing in one way or the other, and it's difficult to just completely have no fear and be obedient to God and his will. Like, we fear the future, we fear I asked this earlier before maybe some of you joined, but any candle scent recommendations as I contemplate my next candle when that one runs out? A little flame. Yay, Serenity! I'm glad you were able to join. I know. It can be hard to know when to join, but that's why I would recommend you guys, if you haven't already, to turn on the notification bell, and then you'll get a notification when I go live, and then it will be much more likely that you'll be able to join. Because yeah, it's hard to know when someone's live unless you're actually like on YouTube going through your subscriptions. Vanilla or cupcake smells. Ooh, that smells really good. It sounds good. I feel like I would just get hungry if I got that scent. Look at her doing flips back there. Can you guys see that? Let's see if she does another flip. Yeah. Work has been going well. Do feel like I've been experiencing some burnout lately. So, other than that, though, it's been good. Can't say too much because of the nature of my work, but yeah, it's been going well. fruity candles or wood type smells. Yeah, wood type smells are really good. Or like foresty, those type of things. Musky, I guess. Like those are very like manly smells, but I probably wouldn't get that in my own place, but I love the smell of it. Because I love the way men smell without sounding creepy. That doesn't sound creepy, right? I don't think so. At least I have great weather. I do have great weather now that it stopped raining here. The rain is a big deal down here because our infrastructure is not ready for it or built for it. And so whenever it rains, like we always get flooding. It's just like ridiculous. It's like, okay, it's been raining the past few years. They should probably fix the drainage so we don't flood so much. But since it's only for like a month or so in the year, they're probably like, whatever. Who knows? I don't know what goes into all of that. But yes, majority of the time we have great weather, comparatively speaking to the rest of you guys, I'm sure. Yes, I know what you mean, Matt. Those ones can be a lot. A Bible study. If you go back into my older videos, I actually do have a Bible study that goes through 1st and 2nd Samuel. That I was going through that Bible study with a group of women, and yeah, I think I recorded every section of it, so it should be in a playlist. But yeah, I've done that before. It can be controversial if you're a man, because I hold these beliefs too, but I believe that, I don't know, it's interesting. Like, I believe that men were created to be like, only men should be pastors. But then I'm like, okay, how does that apply outside of the church setting? You know, like, for example, this YouTube channel, or I don't know, someone teaching a class or something. It's very interesting stuff to like think about. And I haven't like fully formed my beliefs on it, but yeah, I have gotten comments here and there over the years of like, you should just stick to like just reading because you're a woman. I'm like, okay, well, women can come across my channel and benefit from it, and I think men still can as well. Like, I'm not claiming to be a preacher or anything or a pastor. I'm just sharing what I've learned. So, yeah. Glad you agree, MK. It's encouraging. Yeah, he definitely has, Niles. Yeah, I think that's true, Cecil. Yes, I tend to stay in like the gray because I'm such a conflict avoidant person that I feel like it's like safer than to have like a firm stance on something. It's like, well, and I'm pretty open-minded. I think that just comes from the nature of my job and like speaking to so many people and hearing so many people's stories, and it's like I can usually, I don't know, I can be in the gray area is what I'm trying to say. And I know there's a time and place where we should take like a firm stance on something, especially if it says so in the Bible. Like, that's God's word, that's the truth, and I believe that. And then there's all these like gray areas, like dating, for example. Like, dating wasn't a thing in the Bible, and so, you know, God has principles for how to treat a brother and sister in Christ. He has principles for marriage. And then there's that dating piece where I think we as a church are like kind of figuring out still. And everyone has different beliefs and ways of doing things, but I think the important thing is like you should follow, like in your dating, you should still obviously follow scripture and um, just be praying and getting counsel and following God's word. So, yeah, not everything's black and white. I feel like I do need a chaperone if I'm being honest, because, yeah. What's one of my gray area beliefs? That is a good question. I'll have to think about that, but I know I have a lot. I think politics, like I don't really know much about politics or go into it, and so I would say I'm pretty gray, like I'm pretty moderate. Like obviously, I think a lot of the Bible supports more like conservative views. Um, but I can see some views from the other side. So I'm kind of like moderate. But again, like I don't know enough to even be able to like say that. So maybe I just say I'm moderate when I don't even know. Who knows? But that might be an example. I believe that politicians on either side, though, are not the best. And we should be ultimately trusting and following in God. But, you know, the Bible does say that we are to submit to the government, right? Or like our authority. And so, like, in who God places over us, unless it's like leading us to sin, right? I should probably look into that more, but yeah, I don't know. I need to say that more often. Yes, very true. Doctor. I think politics can become a religion for a lot of people. They like treat it like that, which is kind of what you're saying. You guys have any fun plans this weekend? Tomorrow? Yes. Where does it say that? Hawkeye. I'm not doubting you, but I'm just curious because that does sound familiar. Is that in Proverbs or something? Psalm 146. Nice. Serenity. Yes, I think I remember you. I think you're like young, right? And you're going to school. I think you had like a job. You were telling us about your job at some point. Unless I'm thinking of someone else. It was a while ago, though, the person I'm thinking of. Schoolwork, yeah. I don't miss those days. But it is a good challenge for your brain because now that I'm not in school, I feel like I'm not challenged enough. And I'm very much motivated externally, like when I have accountability or someone tells me to do something or I know I need to do something, but like it's really hard for me to like do that on my own. So yeah. Nice, nice. A lot of you guys are off. That's fun. I'm still going to be working. Yes, very true, Cecil. I think like most corporations are doing that now, kind of forcing it on people. Yeah, maybe Serenity, maybe I'm just making it up or thinking of someone else. But That's really cool. My favorite color is light pink, like cotton candy color. I don't know what she's doing over there. I am a clinical therapist. Yeah. Let's see if she comes over here. Are there people from Brazil here? A dating coach. Yes, I do enjoy giving dating advice. Nice, nice. Thank you. Yes, that sounds right, Matt. My dog. She's a cat. But thank you. My sweatshirt has pickles on it. Let's see if I can show you all of them. Those are all the pickles. So, yeah. I don't love pickles. I just have this sweater. But do any of you love pickles? Any pickle lovers out there? I know, I didn't know there were that many brands either. I always forget to do these hand movements now. Oh well, it's like, ooh, ooh. The focus gets kind of messed up, but that's okay. All right. For those of you who are speaking in Portuguese or Spanish, I do not know what you are saying. Yes, of course, it's okay. My hobbies include hanging out with friends, if that's a hobby. As I was saying earlier, I like being outside and in nature, so I like going on walks. I like hiking. I would say creating ASMR videos is a hobby. I used to really like reading. I don't feel like I have as much attention span or self-discipline these days, but when I do get the chance to read, or I like discipline myself to read, I do enjoy reading. What else are my hobbies? I would say those are my main hobbies. Going out to eat, trying new places, going on little adventures. Yeah, just anything like new and exciting. I like trying new things and going to new places. So I guess traveling might be a hobby. That's okay. What were you saying? If I could travel anywhere, I would love to go to Brazil. I love tropical places. Tropical. So Brazil or anywhere in South America would be really cool, I think. I haven't made a shorts video in so long. And I was like, I recently watched some of those and I was like cringing so hard. I was like, ugh, why am I talking like that? Do I always sound like that? So, yeah. Maybe I should start making more shorts video to get more attention to the channel. Yeah, by the way, like this video, like this video. So hopefully it reaches more people. Colombia, nice. I am a Christian. I did have long hair and then I chopped it. I do that sometimes. And then it grows out and it's fine. Then I might get tired of it and cut it again. Thank you, Emily. Thank you. MK, I forget what you're referencing. I forget what I was talking about, unless you're talking to someone else. Yes, definitely. There are definitely things in place that make it difficult to lead clients to Christ. I actually am not allowed to do that. I can help clients explore their faith if they do have faith at all. But I can't obviously just preach the gospel to them. I can say things and be a light perhaps, but I can't directly tell them about Jesus, which can be really discouraging because I feel like I can only take them so far. But I have had more Christian clients come, and that's been really fun. Just being able to encourage them and kind of help them walk through their faith. I have done the straight hair look starting in high school all the way up to probably college, a little after college, maybe 25, 26. I used to straighten my hair. And then I got tired of doing that and just started embracing my curls. And now the way that my hair gets cut, now that it's curly, my hair looks really weird when I do straighten it. So that's why I don't straighten it anymore. But yeah, I feel like I look so different with straight hair. Give me love. Just love me. She doesn't like dish. Oh, the shorts. I forgot. Yes, thanks for the reminder. Yes, I know. I love my long hair too. It will grow back. So I do put it in my bio for clients that look up our practice online. They can see that I'm Christian because I list that. So then, but since most of clients are referred to us by their insurance, they probably don't know I'm Christian. unless they read my bio. Thank you. Yes, she's very pretty. Show you her whole body. She didn't like that. She's very long. You could never do what, Rafe? Oh, go to like a secular therapist. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. It's just that their worldview is going to be so different. Sometimes it's hard too because clients will say things that I don't agree with, that I think they're expecting me to agree with or like to like laugh at, and I don't really like engage in the conversation. And I wonder what that's like. I hope I don't know. They might feel awkward, but I'm like, yeah, I don't agree with that. But maybe I could do a better job of just like helping them explore that, like helping them even explore like why they might believe certain things that are questionable in my opinion. Yeah, it is interesting. It's harder. My job has been harder as I've grown closer in my faith because it's not like biblical counseling per se. I don't think what I do compromises my faith. I mean, maybe in some ways, but it just doesn't let me like, yeah, like share it to the full extent. But I also think we need to be a light in the lives of unbelievers. Like, if no one else is, like, how are they ever going to know Jesus? So I think sometimes God places us in, companies and things like that where we can be a light. Like, all my coworkers know I have faith and they know I'm a Christian and go to church. Not all my clients know that, but my coworkers do. So you just never know how God is using you, where He's placed you. I have not read it, nor do I have interest in reading it. Anyway, what are some other topics we can talk about? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think like right away we're meant to always call out people's sin, especially if they're not Christian. I think we can share that we are a Christian, and then if they have questions, or they see something different in us, they might question that. And then we can share more when they ask. I did watch the Super Bowl and I was not surprised by who won. That's all I'm gonna say. Yes, sometimes, Matt, because not everyone wants to be blinded right away. Not that sharing the gospel blinds people, but in this analogy, it would. It was close. I think that made it even more suspicious. They were like, oh yeah, the 49ers are going to win. Just kidding. People get so into football. It like really stresses them out. Just like, wow, guess we all have our things that we get passionate about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She is very pretty. Where the ASMR? I don't know. Tell me if you find it. Kaya, say hi. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I keep picking you up, but everyone likes to see you. Everyone is complimenting you. Not anymore, Niles. Sometimes I go to bars though with people from church. We don't get crazy, obviously. Yeah, we haven't really gone out in a while. We've been doing more low-key things. Good. I'm glad it is calming. I'm actually fasting right now from social media, specifically Instagram and Facebook, but I broke my fast, but then I restarted it again. I'm trying to fast for 3 months at least and then see how I feel after that. But it's hard when you like want to look up certain things or people, which sometimes that's not always a good thing. So hence why I'm fasting from it. Yeah, I'm not able to do it at all. So I've been actually wondering about my job and if it's where I don't think I want to stay there long term, but yeah, I think just being a clinical therapist is very different than being like a Christian counselor or a biblical counselor. And so I just see it as like that's what I'm providing, just like people who are an accountant would provide accounting, and they're not always going to share the gospel or ever with their clients. So I kind of look at it that way. But yes, since I do deal with deeper things and like the emotional health of people, it can be a dilemma for sure. I've just been like praying about like what that's going to look like for my future. Okay. Kaya wants to knock this down. She's in my lap finally. Matt, I heard you have to just start very small. Like, don't do like a whole week fast, but like maybe fast from one meal or do like a certain type of fast where you can still eat, but it's not like completely fasting from food. Thank you. Thank you. I have heard of growth therapy. They're always emailing me. But they're all online, and I prefer in person, which is why I wasn't interested. Yeah, someday I would love to, maybe not love to, but I might open up my own practice, or someday I think I would like not being a therapist at all, or only doing it, maybe doing like coaching instead, or like doing like specifically more Christian counseling. I don't know. We'll just see what happens, see where God leads me. Yeah, for sure, Matthew. I don't believe that I do. Because I'm not like agreeing with people's worldviews that are different than mine, or I'm not encouraging them to do secular things. I'm listening to them and I might explore with them, but I'm not like agreeing that that's okay. So I think that's what's different. Yeah, I agree, Rafe. I'm not, like I just said, I'm not, I still feel like the things I counsel are still from my Christian worldview without it being explicitly Christian, if that makes sense. Like, let's say if, I don't know, over the course of therapy, you know, people learned from me and took my counsel and then saw that I was a Christian, I think they would put that together like, oh, she's coming from a Christian worldview. And that's why it might be a little different than maybe going to this other therapist who's saying like other things or agreeing with certain things. Bacon. Yeah, I don't really like bacon's okay, but I'm not like obsessed with it like a lot of people are. It's just it tastes very salty to me. But you know, I'll have some good bacon every now and then. Oh my goodness, Kaya looks so cute. Let's see if I can show you guys. That might be tricky actually, but she's very cute sitting in my lap right now. I don't like Star Wars. I tried watching the older ones with my family and I fell asleep. I got very bored. I don't really like nerd movies like that. Like I just went through all the Harry Potter movies and they were fun, but like that's just like not something I would choose to watch on my free time. But I had told my friends that I had never seen them all through, and so we did like a marathon. And it was actually really fun doing like the movie nights. We didn't do it in like one night, of course, but yeah, I've never watched Lord of the Rings. Never really watched the Star Wars movies. Now I can say I've watched Harry Potter. But a lot of people that go to my church are super into that stuff. So I feel like left out sometimes. I did enjoy Dune. That was kind of an interesting movie. And I know they're coming out with the second one. And so we're going to watch that soon. I would say I enjoy thrillers, even though I haven't really watched thrillers in a while. Like suspenseful movies, not like horror movies anymore. Although I used to watch those before I was a Christian. I don't know, I like rom-coms, I'd say. Good for a good chick flick or just like heartwarming movies. Yeah, maybe Rafe, but I think I'm done talking about that. But Thank you for your thoughts and opinions. You're very passionate about that, it seems, which is good. What are some of your guys' favorite movies? Probably going to get going soon because my back is hurting from sitting up with no back support. Desperado, which one is that? Or what's that about? And what is Sling Blade about? Goodbye, 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 Cecil. She didn't stay in my lap for very long, sadly. Thank you to everyone who joined the chat tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So fun having you here again. I forgot how much I enjoy doing these live streams. And yes, I would encourage you to read through the story of David. I will read through Joshua. Whoa. Like completely, Matt? You stopped like completely? That's intense, but good for you. Probably for the best. Although if you're still on like social media or YouTube, that might not be that much better. But who knows? I think everything in moderation, right? Yes, Korean shows are really good. I used to be super into them during the pandemic. They are also heartwarming. They can be. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you come back soon. Yeah, I feel like dark movies are good, but like because of the heaviness of my job, I find myself not really watching them anymore. Because there's only so much darkness you can allow in before it really starts to affect you. It's great that you're always learning, Matt. But I feel like we've talked about this before, but sometimes too much knowledge can be detrimental. So I feel like it's like, what do you do with all that? But anyway, yeah, like I said, thank you guys for coming. It's been real. And good night. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this off. I don't really see the like ending for some reason. Okay, it's right here. My finger. You get to see my finger?